Thursday's home workout. So just changed my clothes just to take away from the illusion that I'm not after recording Thursday's home workout about 20 seconds after I did Tuesday's. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, fly through our mobility work. So it is an overhead hold. Okay, so just to warm up the shoulder a little bit. Okay, so an overhead hold, depending on what weight you have. Okay, again, you might need to get this down. You might need to just take a household object or something again. So it's just looking to create some stability. So again, with my dumbbell, I'm just going to push dumbbell up. If you have to get it up to use push press, that's fine. I want my arm in alongside my ear. Okay, rib cage is down and good stability where I'm going to hold that weight up overhead for between 20 and 30 seconds. Okay, so remember, it doesn't have to be crazy heavy. All it is just to warm up the shoulder joint, just get a little bit of stability into it, and then doing the same on the other side. Is that right? Then after that is just our couch stretch. So I'm sure we all know a couch stretch at this stage. So finding a chair or the actual couch or a box, whatever it might be, or even up against the wall if you have to. Okay, so foot up. Okay, squeezing our glutes, tucking your pelvis under, rib cage is down. Okay, and then just pushing the hips forward, getting a nice big stretch all down the front of the quad. A way just to increase that a little bit is either place an object underneath your foot, or what you can do is just come up onto your tippy toes on the opposite leg. That will just help to increase it a little bit as well. So 20 to 30 seconds on each side with that. Then you're just going to do a tricep stretch. If you have a band, okay, if you have a band, you're just going to hook the band around something. Okay, walk out, elbow is nice and tucked in and elbows pointing up towards the ceiling, letting that band pull you down. If you don't have something to hold on to, okay, what you can do is just take the band behind. Okay, again, pull that in, and you're going to pull that band down, so it's pulling the elbow, okay, pulling the elbow back towards there, so we're getting a big stretch all down the front of your tricep. Again, if you don't have a band, you can just do the exact same thing with a towel. So just roll up a big towel, again, hold it behind, pull that down, and keeping that arm nice and close, elbow up towards the ceiling. It is not doing that. We want to use the pressure that we're pushing on ourselves, okay, to really stretch out the tricep. Alright, so 30 seconds on each side with that. Today we have a little bit of strength work. Okay, so just remember with the strength work, guys, we put down the reps and basically just as a guideline. Okay, so we have to put something down. So depending on what weight you have and stuff like that, okay, it's going to be relevant to what you, well, when you requested that weight, but it might be different for certain movements and things like that. It might be perfectly fine for a Metcon, for example, but it might be excessively light for some strength work. Okay, so there's ways of working around that. So obviously the lighter the weight you have, okay, just think about increasing the reps. So for example, on the one arm row here, I've got down 8. If you've got a weight that is very, very light for you, then do between 12 and 15 reps. Okay, so you can kind of just vary the rep range just to make sure that you're getting a bit of work out of it. It's going to target a little bit more endurance kind of strength and stuff like that, but that's perfectly fine. And it's just a way of keeping us ticking over a little bit with strength work as well. Is that okay? So, one arm rows, a few different ways you can do this. Again, if you've got a bench or anything like that at home, okay, we can set ourselves up like we normally would in class, okay, which will be, if I was doing my right side, it would be left knee and left hand onto the bench, okay, and then rowing up and down. Remember, keeping that elbow or that shoulder retracted all the time, keeping that weight nice and close in, bringing the weight up so it touches, okay, or your wrist where you would wear your watch touches off your chest, elbows nice and tucked in and driven towards the ceiling. Okay, so you're going to do 8 reps. That's what we have down on the app. Again, adjust that as you need to. So other ways of doing that, if you don't have a bench, is you can rest hand there. Okay, so we can take kettlebell, can be used the exact same. I'm going to pull that shoulder blade back, and then I'm going to pull up, elbows nice and tucked in. So just gives you a look from the other side. So keeping that shoulder blade retracted all the way up, so exactly where my watch, rolling back down. Again, I'm not doing this, I'm keeping that shoulder blade back up all the time. Is that okay? So again, as usual with a dumbbell. Anyone that has a bar, okay, what you can do is you can just do your bent over rows. Remember, it's getting into a really good hip hinge position, soften your knees, hips back, okay. Again, shoulder blades pull back, and we're going to roll, bar to touch off midpoint of our chest. And again, I just have a guideline down there for 6 reps, adjust as you need to. Second movement, okay, is a natural leg extensions. So it's a while since we've done these in class, okay, but it's just a nice body weight exercise just to keep some strength in our quads as much as we possibly can. Okay, so a natural leg extension is basically like flipping around from a glute ham raise for anyone that has never done this one. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to come down into a half kneeling position. Ideally, you probably have some mats or something underneath you. Okay, so you can put a ball or something behind you if you want to as a bit of a guideline. Okay, so what we're looking to do is stay up nice and tall all the time, squeezing my glutes. Okay, and we're going to work our quads. So I'm going to lower myself back as much as I possibly can, just using my quads, and then pulling myself back up using my quads. So what I don't want is to sit back onto my heels, okay, or when I get back there where I have to fold when my chest kind of sits up first, and then I bring myself back up, okay? So it's going to be a while since you've done this, so you need to ease yourself into it. So between 8 to 12 reps, so it's up tall, I'm squeezing my glutes, my quads are really engaged. If that's as far as you can go, then that's perfectly fine, and you pull yourself forward. So when I go back, what I don't want is doing this, and then coming up like that, okay, or be back here, and then going back forward with my chest first. Okay, so I'm lowering myself down, all the way up, so knees aren't lifting off the ground, and up. Is that okay? So you do between 8 and 12 of those. So 5 rounds or so as we normally would with our strength work. Okay, and then after that we're moving on to our Metcon. So Metcon is pretty straightforward today. Okay, so you're going to be doing 5 rounds. Okay, so there's 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Your first minute is going to be step ups. Okay, so step ups again, chair, box, okay, a step outside, whatever it is that you have. Okay, we're looking for 2 feet up, 2 feet down. Okay, you can do these body weight or you can do them weighted. Again, try and gauge this yourself, guys. So if the step you have is not very high, okay, then try and add a little bit of weight to it if at all possible, just to add that little bit of a challenge. Okay, if it is a decent height, then you might be looking to do them body weight. So alright, so remember there's 2 feet up, 2 feet down today. Okay, so that means foot up, standing up tall, squeezing my glutes, stepping back down, try and alternate the foot that leads all the time and down. So okay, so you'll do 40 seconds, counting as many reps as you can get done in the 40 seconds. 20 seconds rest. Then you're going to go into minute 2. This is 2 burpees and 4 bodyweight squats. Okay, so it is 2 burpees, 4 bodyweight squats, and that's not all you do. Okay, for the 40 seconds, you are trying to do as many rounds of that as possible. Okay, within the 40 seconds. So you'll do 2 burpees. Okay, so down. That's 2, and then 4 bodyweight squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then straight back into again 2 burpees, 4 bodyweight squats, and do that as many times as possible in 40 seconds. Okay, so you'll count as many rounds of that as you got done in the 40 seconds, and then the last, then minute 3 is skipping. So double unders, single, single, double unders, or singles, but use these guys especially when you're at home. Okay, and you know, it's not the end of the world scoring wise and things like that, but this should be really an opportunity. When there's no target, it is just a certain length of time. Okay, then this is the opportunity really to be practicing single, single, double unders or double unders. Okay, for anyone that is there or thereabouts, this is the opportunity to be doing it. So you count the amount of reps you get done in your skipping. Minute 4 is a full minute's rest, and you will do 5 rounds of that. So 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 5 rounds. Minute 1 is step ups, minute 2 is 2 burpees, 4 bodyweight squats, as many rounds as possible. Minute 3 is skipping, as many skips as possible in 40 seconds, and then minute 4 is a full minute's rest. That's it, guys, super stuff. Don't forget to record on Wodify, and again, don't forget about your running as well, so it's on the app again today for you. Okay?